Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this lesson, we want to look at together how you can upload and download a file in a Golang project. This video will cover how you can save a file inside the directory in a Golang project and keep the metadata inside the PostgreSQL. And later on, you can download your file from the HTTP request. And without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay guys, before starting, make sure you have installed UUID. Just run go get GitHub Google UUID. I installed that because I have a little bit internet problem and think about maybe it's better to I install that sooner. And after that we need another handler. It must be a files handler. And instead of creating fighters handler, we can create a files handler. Files. We don't need many of them. Just need to create a files handler. Just search for that. For the method, we need a request and response writer. Here, let's say if it's a files handler. Upload. In here, the first thing is define two variables in top of the header. The first one is the max upload size, and let's keep it on 100 megabyte, and the upload directory. And inside here, let's make sure that the directory of uploads is already created. So os.make all dir, it's getting the upload dir and 700 by 5 because we want to put it as a create mode. So instead of that, we can put directly these numbers, but just write a 755. And if error not nil, we return that. In the main function, we need to register files handler and checking that the error is a nil. let's get two things, DB and HTTP error handler. We will say log.fatal error return. Let's register our handler. API files, upload, and the upload, our method is absolutely is a post, but also it can be a put, but let's keep it on post. Let's implement our method. Method not allowed. Let's parse our multi-parse form as the size of the maximum size. Check if it's have an error saying that and if dot no, instead of error we can say cannot parse the file. If you are on the real project, make sure to capture real because this video for just tutorial, we don't collect the error message, but if you are on the real project, make sure in each step you probably like the detail of the error in your project. After that, we need to from request read from file the name of file, and it will return file header and error. Again, if error wasn't needed, you can say that can't read the file from content, and otherwise we can make sure when our job is done with the file it's closed, and also in the ID it's equal to UUID. After creating that, because I don't want to return an error when the same file is uploaded, instead of getting the name of the header file, I just saying that final half is equal to upload dir, or maybe it's better that to join the from file path. And also, because I don't want to forget, I make a one short to do in here, check only image files are allowed. And file path dot join upload tile and ID. Or in an upload directory. And let's create a destination path. And let's copy the file into the destination io dot from our source file to the destination. So our file must be copied onto the destination file. Okay, say error is something old and can check if not equal to nil. Can say to save file and otherwise we can return the information of the file. Okay guys, let's check our code step by step. In the first step, we parse our file with a maximum size of 20 megabytes. So if our size is larger than that, we don't get in that file. In next step, we read a file from a form, and also in here, let's make sure our file is not nil. And close our file in the end of the function with defer. In next step, we save our uploaded file directory. We create a new ID because we want to save that file inside the PostgreSQL. So we define a UUID in here, and for the final path, we join the upload diary defined inside in the up of the here. In a real project you can get that from the environment variable, but for now I just set that in here. And at the end we just say copy our file in the destination. Let's check in the this code. I have checked that before, but let's check that one time more. In here we going in API files upload, and we need to upload the one image, for example my picture. Send that, and when I checking my code I realize that in a bad request we see the 20 status that okay, it's wrong. So inside the bad request in here I have forgot that to say header to bad request. Parse file, and in here say that if the file is equal to nil. Let's run the code one more time. Okay, that's great. File.close, we create a new ID, and inside here, as you can see in the upload files, uploads dir, if I go down, we create another one. That's my picture probably. Let's check the ID. It's not showing that like a string, but I'm pretty sure that's this one. Okay, and then in next step I want to save all this information inside the one file, like the entity. So we define file.go or file metadata, because I want to feel like the one entity inside the database. I just make that, let's say C, and it's a struct. The first thing we have is probably ID, so ID is a dot UUID, and it's a JSON name ID. Let's check that it's a correct syntax. And we have a name, it's a string probably, and another detail we need to pick from our entity when we're going in here, say let's after here create a response or file metadata is equal to entity dot file metadata, and or we can do it after we save our file. It's have a ID, and we have a header in here. We have all the information we need inside the header, so we can read, for example, the name from the header and another things we. Okay, the problem was that we should not write ID like that, and after file name we need also to pick up some other things like header and like it's a meme type, like size. It's integer and name of the header. Let's add size. It's int. It's long, not int. And finally, can encode our data like before in here. So let's test another time. And also let's write these property names, because the Golang saying we write that like this. Can we skip this one and size? In here, create a response. No, create meta data and save that inside SQL. Okay guys, another steps we need to do is that save this file metadata inside the PostgreSQL, but before that let me check to see can I save a header inside the SQL. And another thing we need that in here is content type for each file. Content type, it's a string, and can say like say or type. Our content type is equal to header dot header. No, we have a get and content type like this. The 0. It's a something that say our type is from, for example, if we have an image type PNG, the content type is for PNG and the text is for text. So we keep that in database and we can know the type of our file. Also, we have a file extension. We can knowing that our file is image or text from that, but we also keep the content type, and the type is a string. Okay, create the metadata, let's check one time again, and after that we will save all of this inside the database. Okay, as you can see in here, we create a new file with this ID, name, size, and the content type. And also, by having this ID, you can create the final path. Or if you want, you can use the domain-driven design and put this code inside your domain. But for now, just we skip these steps. For the next step, we'll save the data inside the SQL, like orders. Okay guys, finally we have everything we need, and please make sure you have a database inside your handler and just save the file after this line. Say f.tv.save and pass the pointer of file metadata. And also we need another step, and that is to create our table for migration. So inside here saying that add files error is equal to, as this line, auto migrate, and pass the entities dot files. That's it. Data files table. And another thing we need inside here, saying that if we have a error, so we get our result from database, and if we have a result error inside our result, and that's error from SQL, and checking that to see if we have some problem here, we need to return and bad request and saying that save metadata. And also before that, please make sure you remove the file from your path, because if you save that inside here, the file exists in a directory but it's not creating a Postgres. So inside here saying that if we have any error on database, os.remove and our file path. Let's check everything, just a second. Inside my PostgreSQL, I don't have a file table, and if I run the project, I expect that it will automatically create a file for me, because I migrate that inside here. So if I open the Postgres inside here and refresh my tables, as you can see in here, I have a file metadata. And also, if I select everything, as you can see, I have a content type, size, name and ID, and let me to upload the one file. Or we can put a one breakpoint in here to make sure everything is going well. Okay, I execute the code. You can see that let me describe the first and the postman. Maybe some of you don't have a the postman is for working with request inside here, because my localhost is on 8018, so I put it 8018, and in here, as you can see, we have an API fighter and API files upload, and after that it's a location of the path I working with. And in here, because I got the file from body from file, then input name is file, so I need that saying that file, and the type is file. I upload the new file as before, my photo, and if I click on save, we are now inside debug. Our file is not on, and as you can see, the code is running very beautiful, and we have a new ID, we have a final path upload here, and after the copy the file, we expect that to run without error. That's great. Inside Postman we have our response, and another thing is really important for me, that to make sure my file is saved on database. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Please make sure you subscribe if you watch that, and I see you on next video for download the file.